It's the moment you've been waiting for. It's a conversation that must be had today and not tomorrow. Welcome to another episode of I'm Listening, I'm Ready with your host, Andrew E. Guy. Let's talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew E. Guy. Welcome to another episode of the Ilirpodcast. I'm listening, I'm ready. It is the podcast that's dedicated for those who are on the go, whether you're traveling by land, air, or sea. This is me, Andrew E. Guy. I am excited. Welcome to the 2022. This is our first episode for the year, and we are kicking it off with America's sales entrepreneur, genius, guru, whatever you want to call him. He is the man. Hails from Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got the man himself, Mr. Shay Brown. Shay Brown has cracked the code for entrepreneurial success with his game-changing model that helps you to unlock financial potential, power, and wealth. In just 6 years, he has dominated the sales space, coaching thousands of rising business leaders to achieve exponential growth and success in their industry to a tune of over $400 million in counting. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage, to the Ilirpodcast, Mr. Shay Brown. Shay, say what's up to the people.
Well, it's a great day, Andrew. It is an honor and a privilege to be in the building with you right now, by the way, and all of you out there watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. My promise as I hang out with Andrew, and is excited to be here, by the way, is that my number one goal is that you're going to walk away with at least one idea that's going to help you today, immediately, not only in your personal life, but for those of you who are entrepreneurs, well, you get a chance to go out there and make a bigger difference, have more impact. That means you're going to have more income. And at the end of the day, make $1 and a difference at the same time. So, Andrew, I'm excited to be here, man. Looking forward to sharing the conversation we're going to have with the folks.
All right, fantastic. Shay, right off the top, now you're out there, you're doing so much. You're doing so much, not just for yourself, but for people. I want to start out because our theme for this year, we talk about disrupting normalcy last year. This year, we're talking about value proposition, understanding your worth. And that's the conversation that we're having for this year, value proposition. Now, when we talk about value, what are some of the things that you value as a businessman, as a husband, family man, entrepreneur, friend? What are some of the things that you value in your life?
Sure. The number one thing that I value in my life is my faith. That's what holds me. And you don't have to be a believer like I am, whoever you decide to believe in, the universe, whatever it is, happen to believe in God. And that's where I stand. And that's where my value is. But from two perspectives, let me give you two perspectives if I can. Let me first, for those folks that are just hanging out on a personal growth track, what's one of my core values, which is gratitude.
Yes.
It's one of my core values. And I write every single day. I'm at 387 days, by the way. I write in the 5-minute journal. I love the 5-minute journal, right? So I'm not just talking, I'm having action. Because every morning I ask me, what are 3 things I'm grateful for? And then at the end, what have I achieved? And so one of the reasons that's a value for me is in the beginning, when I started this journey over a year or so ago, it was all about what happened that day. I went to the gym. I got to buy something. And then slowly, I started having gratitude for my sons who live with me, who hang out with me, by the way. Gratitude for taking mom to the doctor. So number one above everything else is just gratitude. And that's, I know that might sound like something that's used all the time.
I know.
Think about when you have gratitude in your own life. Think about when you have gratitude for your health, gratitude for your relationships, gratitude for your finances, or gratitude just to have the internet right now. It's real. I can go through here. And then really quickly on the other side, there's a business development side. And that the core value we have there is something called the giver's economy. Something we created. It's one of our coin phrases, the giver's economy. And I got 12 rules for life. We'll share those later, one or two of those. But the giver's economy says the person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. Let me say that again. I just say give a bunch of junk. Like if I've got clients and people to serve, the more I give, I know it doesn't sound churchy, the more I receive. So I believe in give more value than they expect, and you serve. Now, in 30 seconds, Andrew, there's a big difference between value and serve.
Talk to us.
So value says, well, I got him on the phone and I was talking to him, right? Clients, and I told them everything they needed. I gave them all the value I could. Now, that's the case. They might as well just go to the internet. They can Google whatever they want, by the way. Jot this down in your notes. People pay for perspective. They want your perspective. So how do you go from this giving value, which is being a reporter saying, here's all the information they need, to what my mom would call serving. Serving is when they leave that call, they leave that interaction better off than they did when they first arrived. See, that's where serving come in, because now you serve them and you help them. You know, everything I learned, Andrew, I'm turning back over to you. I learned in the Pentecostal church, right? Mm-hmm. And so don't judge me. We'll talk about that later. My mom was a bishop back in the 70s when it wasn't popular being a bishop as a woman, by the way. We only had 38 members, 25 kids. I was one of the kids. That means I got in a lot of trouble. But here's the point I want to make to you. Topic for another time is my mom would always tell the ushers, she would be like, look, when you're standing there and you're giving them the program and you walk and give them fans. We had fans back in my day, you know, I'm 54 years. Yeah,
everywhere was hot. That's the church.
I'm an old guy. They give them the fans and stuff like that. She used to say, that's helping them. But if you want to serve them, have a smile. If you want to serve them, tell them, thank you for coming. If you want to serve them, tell them, I can't wait to see you again next time.
Yes.
And so I asked you in your business, when you talk about what's one of your values, not only how do you give, but how do you serve? Giver's economy. The person out serves the competition, well, I believe out earns the competition. Back over to you, Andrew.
Man, that's powerful. That's powerful. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining me for the first time, this is Andrew E. Guy. Welcome to another episode of the Ilirpodcast. Listen, I'm ready. You're hearing this directly from the man himself, Mr. Shay Brown, helping you to understand it's about a giver's economy, right? Another way of saying that is whatever you release, if you hold on to it, that's all you're going to have. If you hold on to your 10 cents, that's all you're going to have. But you may sow that. It's giving it away. And it doesn't have to be a monetary thing. You know, a great quote by Maya Angelou said that, I don't remember what you said. I may never remember what you say. I may never remember what you did. I may never remember all the accolades and all the things that you got that followed your name, all the alphabet that follow your name, but it's how you make me feel. And when I hear Shay talking, it's talking about service, and services. How does that person on the other side of the phone feels when they get off the phone? And even just in a business interaction, you're not just exchanging service, you know, products and service, but how does that person feel when, even before they use your product? How do you make them feel? Jay, this is powerful. And I think a lot of people are dropping the ball because they think it's just about the exchange. It's the exchange, what happens before that person received. Shay, when did you realize that, I mean, other than, you know, being in the church, because a lot of us grew up in the church, I grew up in the church, you myself, but what I've realized is that we have made it so theoretical that we become more holier, you know, and more spiritual than we can be practically any human good. Meaning that we're walking the church and we look at the church as just a building, but we don't understand that the church is a people, right? And how can we help entrepreneurs? How can we help entrepreneurs to lay down these principles to help them in their business in terms of giving and outserving the competition?
Sure. So you're serving right now. And first, for all those folks that are watching, let me just acknowledge you for being here, by the way. You're already a winner. You're already a champion. Only winners show up for a podcast like this.
Right.
Only champions show up like a podcast like this. So if you're right-handed, take your right hand. If you're left-handed, take your left hand. And just pat yourself on the back right now. And just tell yourself, great job.
That's
great
right.
job for showing up. And I want to first just acknowledge you for having this platform. You're serving here in this present moment. So
thank you, my brother.
Back to the point. Here's how we give more value. We understand that there's always more to give. Let me give you a quick example. I was working with a client, and we work with a number of clients in the self-education industry, whatever that means these days, speakers, authors, coaches, trainers. They want to be paid more for what they know than they can do. Yes. That sounds pretty good, right? Stop selling your time for money and sell your expertise instead. I had to drop a little nugget. I had to share a little something right there for you, right? But here's the point. When I'm working with them, a number of them say, I don't want to give too much. If I give it all away, then there's nothing for them to get. But if you think about it, when you're serving, you're really on a journey. And in life, a journey like that, there's high highs, there's low lows, there's peaks, there's value. So I always encourage everyone, adopt that philosophy of outgiving your competition. Does that mean you go do all the work for everybody every single time? No. But there's things that you can do that make their life better. I found myself in a situation working with a client and it just didn't work out, right? We work with them diligently. And if you're an entrepreneur, if you're not an entrepreneur, you won't be able to relate to this. But if you're an entrepreneur, you can relate to this. So you go on the path, supposed to be some payment arrangements, and you're working, giving, and it doesn't work out. Right. Now I've got two options there. And this is what you got to think about. You got to think about, this is something that I've got from my mentor that works so well for me. I got to think about, okay, I got two choices. I can be the thermometer or I can be the thermostat, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm the thermometer, that means I'm going with, if it's hot outside, I'm mad hot. If it's cold, I'm cold. If the economy is up, I'm up. If the economy's down, I'm down. Or I can be the thermostat. I can be the regulator of my life. And why I tell you that story is that maybe you found yourself in a situation where you gave, and you didn't get paid. Or maybe you feel like you gave and you didn't ask what you were worth. So you didn't ask for the money up front because you were a little concerned. You were a little nervous. And so you asked for less value. And that's a different conversation. So Andrew's asking two questions. One, how do I give and how do I serve? And I'm thinking, you're the regulator. You decide, you make a decision every day. There's two things you have complete control over. Come back over to my personal development folks right now. There's two things you control. I want y'all to listen very carefully. Watch with new eyes. Listen with new ears like you've never done this before. Two things. You control your mindset. And you can adopt this mindset right now. Yes. You don't need no app. You don't need no technology. You can adapt the mindset to how do I give more value? How do you do it? Well, powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. So I want you to start focusing on what? How do I give more value and how do I serve? So you get to make a decision. You get to change your mindset every day. And the other thing you get to change is your actions. That's correct. No, seriously. You're in complete control. Now, if you're on medication, I understand it's a different conversation. Okay. If you're going through a medical challenge, I understand. But for most of you, you control exactly your actions every single day. So I want you to make a decision right now, a decision. You can do that, that you're going to give more value. Then ask yourself in your business or in your life, how can you do it? If you're in the personal development side, maybe it's making a phone call to a loved one you promised to do that to. Maybe it's when you go into a restaurant or you're out here in this world, whatever we're in this COVID thing, did you thank a server for being there? Did you thank the bus driver for getting on the bus? Did you take a moment and just acknowledge someone or just smile? See, that's giving value. And I didn't say to give money. I didn't say to give away your talents, but you can make a choice and you can take action. And I'm going to close and give it back to you, Andrew. But, you know, one of my goals for 2022, and Andrew asked earlier, what are the values that drive you? And I think everyone should have a philosophy, right? There's values, and that's kind of your core. That's what you live by. But then there's a philosophy, right? Yes. A philosophy is a core belief. A philosophy is something you hold on to, and it drives, it's your principles. And one of my philosophies for 2022, and I'm just sharing this with you from my heart to your heart.
Bring it, brother, bring it.
Is two words. I'm trying to keep this thing easy. He'll tell you we're part of Easy Sales Hub. That means we make things that are easy to understand and easy to execute. We take things that are very complicated and make it easy to understand and easy to execute. You can execute this. Here it is. Two things I'm doing. Uncomfortable action. Put that down in your notes. It's just two words. Uncomfortable action. So some of the things that I'm doing this year is uncomfortable. And some of it is fearful. But guess what? I can be fearful, but still take action. Man, I can be uncomfortable, but still take action. I've run 5 marathons. I'm a runner. I also go to the gym, and I get it. It can be uncomfortable some days not wanting to go. It can be uncomfortable right now with Andrew and I in this present moment, and there's no notes, there's no script. He said, Shay, can we just have a conversation with the folks?
Talk about it.
Sure. But someone like myself who's a stutterer, in the 3rd grade. Can I tell a quick story? I don't know how much time I have.
Man, go ahead and tell that story.
But I'm talking about uncomfortable action because I know for some of you, you're like me. The Shay Brown you see today is not the Shay Brown that's always been here, man. I bottomed out twice in my life. I've been through hell and back. I've been through 2 divorces. Don't worry. Don't feel bad for me. I'm on my 3rd marriage. I'm very, very happy, by the way. God has blessed me. That's right. I'm excited. But back in the 3rd grade, Dale City, Virginia, I was in Miss Kurtz's class, by the way, and I was sitting there, and she asked me to come to the front of the room. And she did all the kids to talk about what we had just read. And I was in front of the room and I was trying to talk and I couldn't get it out. And this had happened over and over and over again. So everybody was always laughing. She takes me down to the principal's office, not principal office, to the counselor's office. They determine I'm a stutterer. Basically, I had problems. Call my mom. I go home. I'm upset. I'm talking to mother there. I'm going to the point. Uncomfortable action. I'm going to the point. Mother there comes to me and she says, you don't have a problem. It's okay. The only thing that's going on right here is you're smarter than everyone else. So your brain is going a lot faster and you can't get the words out. Their mother did lie to me, obviously, but I didn't figure it out until I was in high school, right? But it gave me the confidence to go back and keep taking action. So when they was laughing, I'm like, well, y'all just stupid, not me. I know it's a silly example, but think about in your life, for you to have more meaning and help more folks or reach your goals, what uncomfortable action do you have to take right now? Maybe it's doing what Andrew's doing, coming out here and getting in front of a camera.
That's right.
Maybe it's starting your business.
Yes.
Maybe it's getting back to another relationship.
Yes.
Maybe it's spending time with family you haven't talked to in a while. It's a little uncomfortable. Or maybe it's serving at a much higher level than you've ever served before. But here's the point I want to make. You can jot this down in your notes. Everybody's taking notes right now. You can jot this in your notes. Uncomfortable action. So Andrew, if I could turn that camera around, you can see the wall. It just says big words, uncomfortable action every single day.
Powerful.
So when I do my to-do list, not what I got to do, is what actions are uncomfortable. For me
Fantastic.
right now, I'm learning photography. It's uncomfortable. I'm paying someone, right? I know, I'm picking up a hobby at 54. You know, you're never too old to reinvent yourself. You can be 30, you can be 40.
Not about age.
You can
Not
reinvent
about age.
yourself. So
This is powerful, man. You talk about uncomfortable action. It reminds me of our theme last year, disrupting normalcy. We have a book that's coming out.
I love that.
This year, because I think that when everything becomes so normal, that's why COVID hit a lot of people by surprise, because they used to doing everything the same way. And now that they're forced to rethink, recalibrate, it's doing something. You know what? Joyce Myers once said, do it afraid. Have you heard that term before?
Yeah.
She said, do it afraid. And I think that because we're trying to hold on to that comfort zone, this is what I know, I'm doing what I know, then I'm not going to change anything. Hold it, don't change anything. But as soon as somebody pulls the carpet from out on you, it basically helps you to find out what else. And just to add to what Shay is saying, you need to ask yourself, what else is in there? Write that down. What else is in there? What else am I capable of doing? Because it's about a doing. And you know, Shay, I think one of the issues is that we haven't asked ourselves these diagnostic questions, the right diagnostic questions to force us to take the actions. Like, what if I don't? Who else is going to do it? What if I don't? Who else is going to do it? And so we think that there's always time, number one, and we think that there's somebody else that's going to do what we're supposed to do. My gosh. I mean, Shay, the information that you're throwing down, the conversation here is thick, brother. It is thick. And I absolutely know that there's more questions we have to ask, but I want to get into your business. I want to showcase you, because my goal on this show is really to showcase God's greatest creation. And that's my opportunity I get to do. And I'm going to do that. So I don't mind being a listener. I want you to bring it. I don't want you to hold back. I want you to let everybody know what you got, because this is about a service. All right. So don't be nervous about what you're doing. If you just tune in for the first time, if there's a new business that you want to start, get on it. It's better to say, oh, well, or make a mistake and say, oh, I didn't know, as opposed to not knowing what else is inside there. Shay, I want to talk about your business, man. I know that you're doing a lot out there. You're helping a lot of folks out there. I want you to really kind of dive into this easysaleshub.com. Could you tell us how that came about and who are the kind of people that you're serving?
Sure. Let me tell you that the number one challenge facing entrepreneurs today, right now, is not having enough revenue in their business to execute 3 visions. This is the number one challenge. It's the only reason that we exist. There's a problem. They don't have enough revenue to execute the big vision that they have for the people they were called to serve. And that's a challenge. And if you're listening out there right now, and you're someone that wants to leave your 9 to 5, but holding you back has been, I got to generate revenue. I've got to pay the mortgage, right? If you're someone out there that's running a business and you need to hire an assistant, maybe you need to bring on a consulting firm. Yes. Some of you need to build a website, or there's people you've got to reach, whether it's through Facebook ads or marketing, and the only thing holding you back is revenue. Well, what we do at Easy Sales Hub is we provide revenue so entrepreneurs can go execute 3 visions. First, the vision they have for themselves. Some of you even watching saying, Shay, it's just about me. I got a vision for myself. I want to have a personal trainer, by the way. Shay, I want to have someone come to my house and cook my food. Shay, I love having someone come clean, but it costs money, Shay. It costs money. Here's the good news. Sales will solve any business problem. Put that down in your notes. You generate more.
I'm taking notes. Y'all better be taking notes. Take your notes. Come on.
If you generate revenue, you generate sales. If you serve, it brings in money. Okay,
Yes.
it brings in money. So sales will solve any business problem that you have right now. So you got a vision for yourself,
Yes.
sales can solve that. I'm gonna get to what we do. Number two, we also solve the second problem. You may have a vision for the people you love the most.
Mhm.
My mother is 75 years old. Mother dear lives 15 minutes down the road. And I love Mother dear. And she's now learned how to order off Amazon. Now, prior to COVID, that wasn't her thing. But now she orders off Amazon. Packages coming every day. She always calls me, tell me what she got. Guess what that credit card is connected to? Okay, me. So some of you have a vision for your loved ones. You want to write a check for someone's healthcare insurance.
Mhm.
You want to send your kids to a school of your choice. You want to do something really big in the community, but you can't do it because there's no money. Sales helps do that. Now I'm gonna get to selling in a moment because it's a big problem for some folks. For others, it's not. And then the third vision you have is you have a vision for the people you will call to serve.
Yes.
And imagine that God, and again, you don't have to believe in God, does not understand that, but imagine God is giving you everything you need. He's giving you the experience. He's giving you the life lessons. He's giving you the training. He's giving you the talent. Think about Moses, by the way. Imagine Moses was ready to rock and roll and get going, and there was no boat. There was nobody to help with the animals.
That's right.
There was no carpenter there. He couldn't execute that vision. So we provide a sales team. And in English, what that means is we provide a sales team that either sells for you, so to generate more revenue for you, or in some people, Andrew, they just need a sales process. They need what we call the evergreen revenue model. They just need a sales funnel to sales. You're like, look, Shay, I ain't even trying to be there, but I got this online thing and it ain't really generating the revenue I want. And if I ask the question right now, are you generating the revenue you want in your business? There's either two answers. The answer is yes, I am, but I want more.
Yes.
Or I don't like the way that I'm getting to that revenue. Working with a client recently, and they're doing really, really well right now. And they said, Shay, you keep asking me, am I happy with the process of getting here? And the answer is no. I think I'm too involved. And that one entrepreneur yet don't think they're too involved about it. Right. They don't want to do nothing. Right. So we provide a sales team, which is very, very important because without sales, there is no business. Right. And business only requires two things, Andrew, two things in business. It's all you need to be to stay in business. You need a product. That means you need a way to help people. Jot this in your notes. People
I'm taking notes. Come on. Ilirpodcast.
People will pay you today.
Take notes.
People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today.
Yes.
So even if you hate sales, I want you to be in the problem-solving business. And secondly, you need sales. You need a product, you need sales. So let me give you one of my ideas I want to give you. It's going to help you. I'm not going to leave you there. I'm not saying, oh, there's these problems and we solve it. And if you ever find us at easysaleshub.com, just easysaleshub.com, you'll learn all about us. No, I'm going to help you right now. Because one of my 12 rules for life that drives our business, we got 12 rules, but one of them is this. Jot this down in your notes. Systems beat goals every single time. I want you to apply this in personal and business. Systems beat goals every single time. Shay, why in the LL Cool J do you say that? Well, I'll tell you why I say it, right? Because systems are duplicatable. Systems are repeatable. Systems are something you can give off to someone else. Goals, by definition, are always in the future. And the future, by definition, doesn't exist. You never get to the future. You're always your mind only operates in three quadrants I'm aware of. The past, you can do nothing about, but you can look at it and learn from it. The current moment that we're in right now, and there's a moment in the future that we never get to. So you think about that. What systems are you applying right now if you're not an entrepreneur in your personal life that's helping you right now in your finances? Yes. It's helping you in your spiritual walk. And it's okay because it doesn't have to be the perfect system, but we can always get better because the question's asked, when do you stop learning? If I was asking that question, when do you stop learning?
Never, brother, never.
Never stop learning. And then on the other side, what systems do you have in place to generate revenue? And if your bank account right now doesn't reflect how good you are, and you're the number one salesperson in your company, congratulations, you probably always will be as the owner, then I would suggest that you build a seven-figure sales team to help you generate revenue that pays for all the resources you need. So when Andrew's short answer is at Easy Sales Hub, we generate revenue for entrepreneurs so they can execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve. And we play a big role in this country. And I don't take that very lightly. I'm blessed that we can do that.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to me for the first time, this is Andrew E. Guy. Welcome to another episode of the Ilirpodcast. I'm listening, I'm ready. It is the podcast dedicated for those who are on the go. For those who are on the go, where are you going in life? Whether it's your business, your personal life, whether it's a community, your social life, where are you going? In this 2022, we're talking about value proposition. Knowing your worth. And if you're in business and you're not generating the sales, if you don't have a sales system, because my man Shay Brown says, listen, systems will beat goals every and any day. What systems do you have in place? I just want you to make sure that you're getting this information. I hope you're taking notes. Yes, I'm on the host, but I'm a student host because I'm always here to learn something because I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. This is why God has blessed me with the opportunity to connect with these amazing people because he's given everyone a gift. What is your gift? And how are you going to get it to the world if you don't have systems in place, if you don't have a product, if you don't have service, but if you don't have the people skills to connect your product with your service so the income can come into you. That's what we're talking about today. All right.
Income comes into you. I like that. The income comes into you. And, you know, when you said that in 2 minutes, if I had that, when you said that, what came to me was this number one of our 12 rules for life. And I want you to jot this down in your notes. It'll help you in your business as well, because Andrew said something that's very important. Here it is. Collaboration crushes competition. It's just 3 words, easy to understand and easy to execute. That's what we do at Easy Sales Hub. Easy to understand and easy to execute. Collaboration crushes competition. And I want you to think about right now in your business, how are you collaborating with other folks? And the premise behind that, and this is the distinction, and distinction is an understanding beyond common knowledge, is that success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. So there I was when I got started over 15 years ago, back on May 31st, 2004. I got laid off, by the way. I had to work there at Verizon. I was going up the corporate ladder. I was cool. Found myself having to go out there and get a what? Wow. Well, got laid off, got to find a job. Some of my homies had their own companies. I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. Who wanted to be an entrepreneur? Who signed? I mean, you know, they always say, when you want to be an entrepreneur, everything else has failed, right? No. I'd say, well, my homies got entrepreneurs. Went home, hung my shingle out the door and got started. Here's the problem. And here's why I failed. Not only did I fail because I didn't know how to sell, I didn't know anything about business. I mean, yeah, I got a few letters behind my name, but what does that have to do with anything, right? In the real world, what does that have to do with anything? Is that I was trying to do solo. I was trying to learn myself. I was trying to read myself. I tried to work with a coach. I tried to work with this person, but I was in the circle trying to say, well, you know, I got to make sure I keep the little people I'm meeting over here and in the circle. And instead of me collaborating, instead of me opening up and saying success is a team sport, I can only get so far by myself. I try to do it by myself. Now maybe you're not like that. Maybe you got it early, right? You didn't have to fail to figure out you had to collaborate. But when you look around at your collaboration partners right now,
that's right.
It's time for you to do 3 words. Jot these 3 words down in your notes. We try to keep it simple if we can. Now, I'm glad you're all taking notes because successful people are always writing down great ideas because successful people have one common belief. Do you know what that belief is? I'm gonna give you the 3 words, but you know what that belief is? They can always get better. They can always get better. And that's
always improving.
You're here. You're still tuned in. You can be scrolling, watching whatever app is out there right now. But I want you to hear me, and this is so important. It's time to raise your standards, even with your collaboration. Andrew and I are collaborating.
That's correct.
And it's an honor and a privilege to be here. He had to reach out to you. He could have said, well, wait a minute, I've got my platform over here, and you know, I don't know if I want to release it. And I could have said, well, I got my community over here, and I don't know if I want to share it. But no, collaboration crushes competition. I want you to look, and when you look at your values, if one of your values is serving and serving alone, that's a problem. Somewhere I read it was some ancient quote somewhere in some great book that said, I alone can't do it by myself.
Right.
He needed 12 disciples. He should have had some women there. He probably only need 3, right? But he needed 12. He had some guys, all right? He had some guys. There were some guys up in the house. There were some brothers, all right? Should have got much better off, okay? But that's a topic for another time. It's the only argument I had with the man upstairs, by the way, right? But he had to get his 12. So my question to you is, how can you upgrade? It doesn't mean something's bad, doesn't mean something's wrong, but for you to get to that next level, maybe there's some folks here and there's some folks on the other side. And I'm looking for my next level. If you're out there and we should collaborate, hopefully we'll get a chance to connect because you can maybe help me. Or maybe we can, I may have people that you can help.
That's
And
right.
so that's what I want to know. The collaboration crushes competition. Don't try to do this by yourself.
You know what's powerful about that, though, Shay? I'm coming from a anatomy and physiology perspective. My background is in training and helping people with physical fitness and so forth and rehab therapy. But when you say collaboration crushes competition, I am reminded of the power of the hand. I gave this analogy all the time, and I said that, you know, you really can only lift so much. When we talk about forces in motion, you can only lift so much with a pinky. But if you add the ring finger, the middle finger, the index finger, and you add the thumb, then you can lift more.
I like that.
You know, and I also tell them, I said that recruitment is the key, because as you're moving around, and I see you working out in the gym all the time, when you're lifting something with a particular muscle, if that muscle doesn't have the strength to actually do the job, you will see jittering. It will start to shake, because it's telling you, the nervous system is telling you that you need more help. You need more help. And so what it does, it goes out and automatically start recruiting the muscles around that area. And then when it does enough recruitment, then the movement becomes smoother. So if you're jittering and it's not happening, it's because the muscles are not enough, does not have enough tensile strength to pull the weight that you're trying to pull. The same thing with your career. But when you team up, when you collaborate, when you recruit, you're able to move more. It's forces in motion. It works the same way in the natural body. And believe me, it does work the same way in business. Listen, Shay, I know that you're a busy man. I'm telling you, thank you so much for your time. I want to make sure that people know where they can find you. I want to tell them a little bit about you, because I know that they can find everything possible by going out there to easysaleshub.com. They can go out there to happyentrepreneurshrow.com. They can go to www.comebackchampionsummit.com. There is a plethora of places that you can find Mr. Shay Brown. He can't hide. This is one brother, you type in Shay Brown and boom, and Google said, oh, well, I thought you never asked. He would have just come out and give you the information on this man. So there's anywhere you go out there, you type out Shay Brown, you will be able to find this brother. And he is a down-to-earth type of brother that you can talk with. He's not one you got to lift your nose up just to see him up there because he's so high. He is right there in your face and able to have a conversation. Very helpful individual. This is the individual that we're talking about that's owning a $400 million and counting industry. Okay, this individual said that he's a claimed 7-figure team concept. Erases or outdated the notion of what we talk about, how to generate revenue in your business. Is a sole source game instead of illustrating. It is indeed a team sport. Success is a team sport. Some great quotes that I have here. Collaboration crushes the competition. I'm giving you some stuff because I know that you're going to wonder, what did he say again? What did he say again? I took notes, and listen, Ilirpodcast, we always carry a pen. All right? We always carry a pen. I want you to remember these quotes. The collaboration crushes the competition. And if you're from a scientific perspective, you understand that recruitment in the natural body helps you to move more. It generates more force, and that will help you. And one thing I wanted to say, Shay, you talk about failure to figure out. You know, some people think that you have to fail to figure out, but some of them figure it out, but they're still failing to do what they just figure out. So what I'm going to do before we get to the closing as we wrap it up, I want to go into our last moment part of the show where we call Think, Fire, and Shoot. And Think, Fire, and Shoot is where I give you 4 questions. You get 15 seconds to respond to these 4 questions in the best that you can, 15 seconds. And then after that, we're going to come back and we're going to let you close out, and whatever you have to tell the people about, any programs, any event that's coming up, anything you want to talk about, I'm going to give you that moment so you can tell people about where to find you, what you have to offer, and what they can get, and the transformation that they receive when they connect with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're getting ready to start our Think, Fire, and Shoot. On the show, we got Mr. Shay Brown on the show, and he is ready. And so, Shay, this is how you're going to do. You're going to start off by saying your name. You're going to say what you do in a blurb, and then we're going to start off with the first question. So we're going to put you on the big screen, and then we're going to get you ready, and you're just going to introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Shay Brown, and I do blah, 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 blah. And then I'm on Think, Fire, Shoot. Ready, and go.
My name is Shay Brown, the founder of Easy Sales Hub, and we generate revenue for entrepreneurs.
Boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Think, Fire, and Shoot with my man, Shay Brown. All right, Shay, so here's the first question. Mm-hmm. If collaboration crushes competition, what is it that we need to do to build a mindset to be resilient? What is it that we need to do to build a mindset that builds resilient? Ready, go.
You need to make the decision that I am a person that is resilient. So you're going to adopt that mindset. And if you don't have that mindset, here's what you can do. Borrow someone else's mindset. You can borrow someone else's mindset until it becomes your own. I would start there.
Boom. 16 seconds and 16.8 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, is 1.8 second over. We're going to add that to his future endeavors. So you know that's a sign that the brother's got to come back. I hear that. Or I'm going to have to be on his show or something like that. Yeah. All right. Question number two. When was a time in your life that you realized I don't have it all together? One, because you mentioned collaboration crushes the competition. When did you realize I, Shay Brown, didn't have it all together and I need to collaborate and recruit? Ready, go.
Just 2 days ago, by the way, I took some photos and some videos and they came out blurry. I don't understand lighting. So now I'm taking a lighting class with a coach.
Boom. 10 seconds, 10.67 seconds. All right, Shay. So got a book that's coming out and it's talking about disrupting normalcy. So in the book, we asked this one question. We said, on the highway of life, most people spend their life looking back at regrets, looking back at what didn't happen, look at what, oh, I wish I did and wish and could have didn't. But on the highway of living, we need to stay focused on the windshield instead of the rear view mirror. What say ye? Ready, go.
3 things I'm focused on the windshield is my health, my happiness, and my wealth. You do that. Take care of yourself, take care of other folks, and leave something for someone else. You're going to do really, really well.
11.78 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got to turn up the stove. We got to heat this one up right here. This right here. Let me turn up the stove. We're using a gas stove, by the way. So it's on the hot seat. So right now, Shay, if someone were to start over again from the ground up, I'm talking lost everything. What is one word? What is one word that you can tell that person to get them up again and moving? Ready, go.
Come back.
2.55 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Andrew E. Guy on the Ilirpodcast with my man out there, Shay Brown. He just crushed it on Think, Fire, and Shoot. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about our time right now, and we're going to give the closing remarks to my man, Shay Brown. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want Shay to take it away. I want you to tell them whatever you have for the people, where they can find it, and when they need to get it. That is now. Take it away, Shay.
First, let me say thanks so much, Andrew, for having me here, man. You're amazing. You're incredible. Your energy, your fire, your commitment to make a difference for folks every single day will leave a legacy for future generations. So thank you. And thank you to viewers. Thank you for showing up. Make sure you show up again and again and again. Sometimes you show up for these things, it's no big deal, right? It's like, I've watched these things and it's no big deal. Then other times you show up and it changes your life. How many ideas you need to change your life anyway? How many ideas? 1, because 1 good idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas you know right now. And Andrew's probably dropping 100+ nuggets during this call. All right, let me just go and give you my closing comments if I can. And I would just share one of my 12 rules for life. Obviously, one of my 12 rules for life is habits and rituals. Habits and rituals. And your habits that you have every single day, or your rituals that you do every single day, will determine your life, right? And that's very important. But people say, Shay, I'm always getting off track, and I'm back on track, and I'm back on track. So let me give you some HBCU talk. I went to Morgan State University, by the way, a little HBCU talk, right? Okay, a little street talk. Here it is. This might resonate a little better with some of you in the time I have, and here it is. The number one key to your success, just one. You don't need one idea, right? How many ideas to say? One. Here it is. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Put that down in your notes. Consistency is key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with most? Consistency. But that's not you. You write down, I am consistent. And here's a little voice saying, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, I am consistent. I will go to the gym. I am consistent. I will eat healthy food. I am consistent. I'm going to build this business. I'm going to write that book. I am consistent because consistency is the key. There I was, just real quick, running a marathon, my very first marathon. I was super excited. Oprah Winfrey run a marathon. I said, shoot, if Oprah can win a marathon, I know I can. I was a young man then. I was a whippersnapper back then, by the way. And I got out there and I ran the first marathon. I was excited. We were in Washington, D.C., by the way, 26,000 people. And then all of a sudden at mile 17, bam, I hit the wall. Now, those don't know it's the wall. That means you hit something and you can go no further. Some of you hit the wall in your marriage and now you're divorced. Some of you hit the wall like I did and you might have had a child out of wedlock. That's a topic for another time. Maybe you hit the wall right now in your finances and you over leverage yourself. Well, when I hit the wall, I want you to believe I just took my Walkman. I know y'all never know Walkman, but some of y'all know. And I put it on and I started taking one step because I looked and someone went by and they was older. And I said, I know I'm better than them. And then someone else went by and I looked at them. They were young. I said, I know I'm better than them. Have you ever done that? Been on the sidelines of life where you got hit and got knocked, sucker punched, the rug pulled from underneath you. And you're looking around saying, how is this happening to me? Well, I started taking one step, and then another step, then another step. And then how life is. Maybe some of you have been knocked down. You're going to come back stronger. That'll be my legacy, by the way. I think that's a legacy we'll leave behind. Come back stronger. But here it is for you. You take one step, you take a step, you take a step, come down the home stretch, Andrew. And all of a sudden I finished. Now I finished that marathon in the 6 hours and some odd minutes. I'm embarrassed to tell you. I know I'm finishing. That's a blessing just to finish a marathon. But you know what I did the next time? And this is the message I leave for you. I want you to listen very carefully. Next time I went out and I joined a group. And when I joined that group, I trained, I raised money. Now, this time I had a coach. This time I had a team. And the first day of the class, they said, anyone worried about running a marathon? Me. I raised my hand. They said, what's wrong? I said, mile 17. I hit the wall. They said, did you train? Well, not exactly. I'm pretty good. Look at, I'm better looking than them folks. Did you eat the right foods? No, I didn't do any of that either. He said, look, here's what we're going to do. For Shea Brown, when we get to mile 17, we're going to all start saying these words. I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. I ain't saying I'm from Washington, D.C., shorty. I'm down in Miami at that point, training with you. No way. But we got out there and we ran. Here's the moral of the story. When the marathon came and we hit mile 17, I trained every week with that, folks. And they start saying, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. Looked at me, I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. And we got 30 people doing that tapping on the show. You know what I started saying? I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. And some of you right now, you need to tell yourself that I'm trained. Yes, you are. You've got the background. You've got the expertise. Some of you are praying. Your prayers have already been answered. I'm trained. And then I start saying, I'm strong. I've been eating the right food, baby. I've been fueling, baby. Taking the fuel as I'm going. Because on this journey, you can't do it by yourself. The tank has to be what? Refueled. And then last, I'm ready. And when I said that, I started picking up my pace, baby. And we finished that race. I didn't beat overtime. Overtime is 4 hours and 30 minutes, okay? I did it in 4 hours and 35 minutes, but that's okay. I roll with my head. So my message to you, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. This is your time. This is your year. This is your moment. And I know for you, the best is still yet to come. With that being said, my name for those folks that care is Shea Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Andrew, thanks a lot. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you we'll make some good things how we connect again next time. Peace. I'm out. Thanks for joining.
Wow, man, you heard it here. That's it. That's all our time. Shea Brown closed us out in fashion, getting us ready for the 2022. Because remember, it's all about you. Remember, your value proposition is knowing your worth.